Today we're gonna make soft, fluffy sourdough cinnamon rolls. They're super easy and they have the perfect amount of cinnamon filling on the inside, and they're super soft and luscious on the outside. Oh, plus they're easier than you think. Let's get into it. So these are sourdough cinnamon rolls. And you can make them with just sourdough starter as long as your starter has been fed the night before and is active and ready and happy and doubled. I am going to use dry active yeast just as kind of cheap insurance, but also just to kind of get it going faster, right? Like, I want to eat these cinnamon rolls today, preferably 5 minutes ago, but like, I have some patience. First step is to bloom your yeast. Now I've got milk right here. I use whole milk. You can use whatever milk you have. I'm gonna pop it in the microwave for just a couple minutes. Whoa, not minutes. Seconds, until it's warm to the touch, okay? It's 25 seconds. So anyways, you kind of stick it in there, and if it's warm to the touch, like so then it's gonna be slightly warmer than body temperature, which is, 98.6 or whatever. And then you're good. So pour that in your bowl. I like to bloom my yeast in the bowl in which I'm going to mix it, just the dough, so that I don't have to transfer and just lose some yeasties, whatever. So this is dry active yeast. You can also use instant. You'll just use a little bit less. I'll make sure I put instructions for that in the recipe. So with that together, so we're gonna wait about 10 minutes, let the yeast kind of hydrate, get bubbly and excited, and then we'll mix everything else. So our yeast are ready to go. It's been about 10 minutes, and I am going to add the rest of my ingredients. Okay, so I've got AP flour, I've got sugar, yum, a little bit of salt, and then butter. So this is like smooshy. It's a technical term. Heard it here first. And we're just gonna plop it in. And we have 1 egg. The last thing we're gonna add is sourdough starter. Instead of putting it into another container and then transferring it into this one, I'm just gonna scale it straight from here. This sourdough starter I fed it last night, about 12 hours ago, so she's doubled and super happy and bubbly. And she is like ready for the cinnamon rolls too. Oh, do you see this? Like, I'm just gonna let you see it. Like, what? This is the best part about bread, no? You just wanna make sure you have enough left in there to feed the next day. Otherwise, you've just used all of your sourdough starter. All right, so she's happy. Hold up, I'm not happy. All right, so everything is obviously all in there at one time, and I find the best way to incorporate ingredients in these kind of at-home stand mixers is with the paddle. So just go ahead and get that going in there on low, and all we're gonna do is we're mixing to incorporate. Just wanna make sure that there's no dry bits or anything else in here. You wanna make sure that it's kind of nice and homogeneous. Okay, so I'm just gonna scrape down the sides. You're like, I thought we were making bread. We are making bread, okay? This is the easy way to make bread. So I'm gonna go ahead and change my attachment to the dough hook, because yes, we are making dough. And then we're gonna start it on medium because we already incorporated it, so we don't have to lollygag down on the low. So we're gonna let this go for like 3 minutes, and just let it kind of do its thing. So it's been about 4 minutes. And I am going to take out my dough. So we're gonna go ahead and just spray our bowl here. We're gonna let it double in here. So we've got our dough. You see, it actually is kind of smooth on the top. And now we're just gonna let this bulk proof, so proof in bulk, so all together, until it about doubles. So with the commercial yeast that we've added, and the very active, excited, happy sourdough starter, that'll only take about 30 minutes. I have preheated my oven to the proof setting to 85, so I'm gonna pop her in there, but you should just choose the warmest spot in your place, and let her gently rise, and we'll check back in about 30. So our cinnamon roll dough has been proofing for about 40 minutes. She's about done. So I wanted to go ahead and mix the filling, that we're gonna spread on the inside and then roll up so that it is ready when we are ready with the dough. We want like very, very, very soft butter. So I'm gonna pop this in the microwave. It's been sitting out, so it's not like super cold, but I'm gonna kind of pop it in there and just kind of at like 50% power in 10-second intervals until it's like super soft. I'll show you. It started to melt on the outside, but it's not like hot or anything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and stir it together and basically use that little bit of melted bit to kind of soften and finish making like a really just super soft and silky butter situation here. So I've got my dark brown sugar in here. It's soft. We're gonna add our butter. Very soft, pliable, happy butter. And now we're gonna add our cinnamon. I've got a teaspoon and a tablespoon here. I'm gonna do one of each of those. They're cinnamon rolls. Get some cinnamon in there. I love these ones that you can like stick into the jar. So this butter obviously is very soft and it's gonna, you know, kind of mix in almost like melted butter, not quite, but with the ease of melted butter. So we're gonna make like a nice paste basically. So voila, put that there. This is heavy cream and we're gonna use this to dump over our fully risen rolls. The other thing I've got here is a baking dish. You can use whatever baking dish you have available. So I'm just gonna spray the bottom lightly because sometimes they have a tendency to stick and we wanna eat all of the gooey wonderfulness and not have to worry about getting it out. So there's that. All right, so we've got bench flour, right? Be generous because these are sticky. This is a sticky, sticky dough, and like you don't want to end up with half of your dough on the counter. I'm gonna use my bowl scraper to kind of help me out here because I don't want to, I want all of that in one area. Reach in, get some more bench flour, put that on the surface, and we are gonna roll this into a 12-inch by 10-inch rectangle. I find a ruler very helpful here. Bonus points in my kitchen for rulers, for sure. And so we're gonna go like, you know, you can maybe mark it in the flour if you want, if you're feeling extra. Super proud of this dough, look at her. Okay, this is about the right length. I'm just gonna get it a little bit further that way. We are ready to spread our filling. This is in a beautiful shape. We've got our approximate 12, it's like 13, and we've got 10 and a half. Guys, not rocket science, this is fun, okay? So, because the dough is soft and you're just gonna wanna maybe kind of place this in different areas, you don't wanna plop it all in the center and then try and, you know, move it to its final destination. So you just wanna be kind of gentle, but firm, and just be aware that it might, on some places, you know, poke a hole or something like that, but like we're gonna try and not do that. You can see it's a generous amount of filling. I'm leaving intentionally a border on the top to start rolling, and then also a border on this side to kind of seal. Et voila, c'est parfait. All right, so we are gonna start rolling. You wanna roll tightly, and this, you know, this edge on the side kind of helps. So I'm just going along the whole edge here. Okay, so you can see that it's starting to stick over here. So I'm just gonna get my bench scraper and kind of unstick it and then keep going. So you can see I'm getting to the edge, right? And it's not necessarily a perfect square. And we want it to be a perfect square. So I just basically took it and I pulled it out to meet the edge. And we can do this because gluten. And then we're going to finish our roll. I'm gonna roll it back this way. Now, we are gonna make 8. You can use this to cut. It's not gonna be as nice a slice, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a knife. Basically, they're gonna be like 2.5 inches wide. And now we are just going to get it in the pan and be happy. We are going to start kind of, you know, you kind of flop it out, dust off any extra. So we got our cinnamon rolls in there. They have space to rise, they have space to spread. bread, and we're gonna cover this with plastic wrap and get it back into our proof box. It's probably gonna final proof about, let's go like 20-25 minutes. So it's been about 15 minutes, and you can see that our cinnamon rolls have kind of puffed a little bit, and they've risen a bit on the top as well. They've got some air bubbles in there. They're not done proofing, but if you remember, I was using my oven as a proof box. So I need to preheat my oven to 350 degrees convection, and I'm just gonna let these sit in a warm spot and continue to rise while I wait for my oven, and by the time my oven is ready, these are ready to go in. So our oven is on, it's preheated to 350 convection, and our little cinnamon rolls are just proofed to perfection, and we are ready to bake. Obviously, I'm very excited about this. We just have one more tiny little step before we put them in the oven. So I've got a little bit of heavy cream here, and I'm just gonna pour them over the top. This is only like a tablespoon and a half, so nothing excessive. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold, or, well, it does matter if it's hot, but it doesn't really matter if it's cold or not. Like, I just put a little bit on the top. We're really just trying to kind of melt that center filling and add like just a little bit extra moisture. This is going in our preheated oven, and we are very excited about it. And they're only gonna take like 15-20 minutes to bake, so coming soon. Our cinnamon rolls are in the oven, and we might as well just make our frosting really fast right now. You could do it as soon as they come out, but it's not gonna go bad or anything, so we might as well just do it now. I've got confectioner's sugar, 10x in here. I am not being particularly, you know, not stressed about my measuring for once. I will measure my vanilla. Usually I'll just like, okay, and it goes. And then I'm just gonna add my milk just a little bit at a time. Make sure you're using milk and not cream. I mean, cream would definitely work in a pinch, but you're gonna wanna put some water or something in there. Okay, so I am going to be, I fully anticipate being impatient, and so I'm gonna put my frosting on when they're a little bit warm. So this is kind of where I'm at. You can see it's like, it's thick, but it's still running and flowing, and there's no bumps and lumps. So this is where I live right now. So I'm excited about this frosting. I am going to let it sit. I don't want to alarm you or anything, but like, these smell amazing. These baked for about 18 minutes. The first time I checked, these were nicely golden brown, but the center just looked a little bit doughy, and you want to make sure that they are fully baked. So we just have to let these cool. I know. I feel like I say that every time, and it's so sad, but it's true. So we have to let these cool just a touch, and then we're gonna ice them, and then we're gonna eat them. The time is now. We are ready to ice our cinnamon rolls. Now you can just pour if you'd like. I am going to do a little bit more of a dainty application here because you know me. I'm gonna like spread it. Oh goodness. Oh Nelly. Now I'm not like a huge super glaze fan, so if you are, like, you can go to town on this. Like, you can just get a little crazy if you like. That's not who I am, but the door is open for you. It is time to try. Yes. Man, it's been killing me, guys. But don't worry, we're here now. Oh my goodness. Like, what is happening? Do you see this? Oh my gosh. It's soft and moist and super cinnamony and sugary. All the flavors of the best cinnamon roll you've ever had in your life, right here.